Okay then, Tinners, let's take a look at this transformation now from sort of the left-hand one being your before and the right-hand one now being after. Main sort of change we saw from the session, as we said, just opening up that left foot, putting the weight down with that left knee, down the front foot, and in time will just make it easier for you to pivot around that left foot. The issue you can see here now is the left foot being a little bit straight on, kind of restricts mobility, and obviously this swing hasn't got much momentum, and if you're someone who fears that thin across the green, you're almost going to be stalling out into the golf ball now because you're trying to take power off this club as much as possible, knowing the fact it's going to probably go way too far. So with that left foot being there, the backswing wise is pretty good. We're taking the golf club out nicely, good rotation here. As we start coming back in the golf ball now, it's for this lead hip and this knee, if it's possible to, obviously with the foot being turned in, if it's going to be struggling, to move a bit more to the left and shift. You can see as we start coming at the downs now, your left hip moving up and out of the way, back onto your right side. So as a result of that now, your entrance into the sand is probably the next frame here now we're going to see. Back behind, look at the angle of that club shaft as we're coming in. A massive kind of scooping element. So when even though you're hitting the sand, you're coming at the golf ball now. The ball's going to whiz out very, very low. Not much loft on that golf club being utilised really with the contact you're making, and the ball fires into the bank. So open this front foot out, puts a bit more weight onto that left side, gets your sternum over the ball a bit more. We can see here now, as we said, even though we do scoop it a little bit, because the weight shift and your foot and body can move around this left side a little bit more, we can get a little bit more finishing onto this front foot as opposed to this one here now. You see the ball hitting the bank there, coming back towards you. On that right hand one we see is a bit more body rotation. You're facing target, the torso's facing target. Everything is kind of pivoted around that knee a lot easier because of that left foot being opened out. Whereas this one here now with the foot kind of turned in, or I suppose sort of facing forward, and that fear of going too far, you've just stalled at the golf ball. Once the body stops, the momentum of that club gets taken over the head, and the ball just flying back in the bunker. And when it comes in like that, unfortunately, you can see it probably lands in there. It's probably going to plug down between your legs there, and makes your next shot even more difficult. So work on that setup, just get that sensation of swinging and sliding onto that left side. As we say, we're trying more of a slide and glide mentality. The practice you can do at home, as we said, get a little red tee, sit the ball on top of a little red tee on the grass, and your objective really now is to slice that tee from under the ball, to try and almost miss the ball completely. That will really give you a good sensation of that club sliding and gliding underneath the golf ball. And obviously when you go back into the sand, that sensation then will help you massively, especially when you've got these new bunkers now with these higher lips. So I hope that makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.